Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A CloudFoundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
The next topic which we are going is role-based permission. What do you mean by a role-based permission? Every ERP there may be having some. Mostly we can say that it is more useful format from a security point of view, right? If you want to control something on a role specific, you can use these permissions, right? Permissions are generally configured or structured in the system on the basis of the role. Role plays an important role in configuring the setting of the permissions in a role. In the system, what is a role? If I want to discuss what is a role, we can say in this way that a person is a manager, but as a manager, what is his role? If that manager belongs to the HR department, the role of a manager is to take care of the HR operational activities or to the payroll activities or to the recruitment activities. Who is doing the payroll activities? That is a role. Payroll is a role for that particular manager, right? Right. Manager is a position, but that position will be having some role, right? Those mean something. The task or the responsibilities that managed position will be taking care. Correct. In the SuccessFactors system also, there are certain standard roles or standard roles mean these roles are defined by default by SAP and this is all automatically coming in with the application. The roles like employee manager, managers, manager. Then you have something like a matrix manager, HR manager, all these other standard roles. This is already coming with the application. Now coming into the RBP. RB is the performance role-based permission. The role-based permission tool is a part of SAP SuccessFactors. Whenever it is used, the role-based permission tool is used to setting up the permission in the system. How to set up the permissions in the system that we will go and see. For setting up the permission in the system, the RBP this tool is used and during the implementation they will do the configuration for setting up the RBP in the system. But after doing the configuration also, this tool can be customized later as per the customer requirements. We can say that the RBP is a customizable tool which can be used as per the customer requirement whenever the configuration has to be changed, whenever the permission setting has to be changed. Suppose I created a permission role for you. And after implementation, now the customer one, that for managers, these are the additional permission also has to be given. Already a permission is set for the manager. Correct. Now, after the implementation, the customer wants this additional permission also to be given to the manager. What is happening here? We are trying to customize it right. Already the permission is being set. And now we are trying to customize and we are adding the new permission. Correct. We can summarize that RBP is a tool which is a customizable tool, and time to time we can able to set up the permission as per the customer requirement. Coming to the RBP, let me go down. Coming to the RBP, that is role-based permission, setting up of the permission. Who will be accessing the RBP? The admins, right? Who are the admins? Who all can be the admins? Admins can be from the consulting side also. Admins can be from the customer side also, right? You can able to go and access this tool, particular tool, right? But managers and employees are not accessible for this tool, right? The RBP correct. And as we said, RBP is a customizable method of managing the permissions of an organization. RBP uses two types. One is permission groups and the permission roles to grant the permissions to the employees. Administrator can be anybody. When after completion of your training and certification, when you join an organization, you can also be normally the best in admin. You can be an admin, and admin can be from the customer side and also grant the permission to role, that is employees and the manager. While granting the permission, administrator can limit the permission to specific target group of users. While granting the permission, administrator can limit the permission to specific target group of users. What is the target group of users? Target group of users in the sense, suppose I told you some managers are there who are responsible for running the payroll. We are restricting the permission for the payroll manager specifically, right? Separately. When they are want to run the payroll, they should need the access, right? For accessing that particular tool. For that only. It is saying while granting the permission, administrators can grant the permission to a specific target group of users. It can be payroll manager. It can be operation manager, right? And similarly, when you scroll down further, permission group, RBP is divided in two parts, that is permission group and the permission group. Permission group, under the permission group again, when we go and see permission group is again divided into two parts, that is granted population and the target population. What is the granted population of somebody? Suppose I nominated you. I nominated you and you are based in US. I nominated you to take the target population, take the responsibility for that particular location as an admin. For US country, you are nominated as an admin and you will be taking care of that particular activity further. Who is the granted population? You are the granted population. Why you are the granted population? Because you are responsible to perform some action for the employees who are working in. for the employees that are working in that country. Right. You are considered as an admin. As an admin, you will be considered as a who can do, means that the granted population. Who can do means who can do. You are the person who can do, but for whom you are doing. You are doing some action for US location, but for whom you are doing that action. Again, I will try to explain to you. You are an admin from US country. And you have been nominated to perform the activities and the action. When you have been nominated, you have been considered under the granted population means. Granted population means what you can do. Who are the persons who can do? They have been nominated under granted population for whom they are doing. They are doing for the employees who are working in that country. Correct. You have been responsible for taking care of admin activities for the employees from the US. Correct. The employees who are working in the US, those employees will be considered as the target population, means you are doing something, but for whom you are doing to work, for whom it will be, then that is a target population. Now you can see I've taken an example. Suppose HR manager or the manager, matrix manager from a particular company can be nominated as a granted population. But these people can do what for whom they are doing, for the employees who are working in that particular company. It can also be possible specific to a particular department or division or a location. That is also possible. When you are going and creating a granted population can be created on a group level also and also on an individual level. I created a group and I can add 2 members in that particular group. The 2 members will be acting as a granted population. And for 2 members, what is their role? They will be doing the activities for the employees who are working in that particular country. What they will be doing? They will be doing they can view the employee profile. They can edit the employee profile. They can do the necessary changes for the employee profiles who are working in the target population. Right. Who all employees are working in the target population. Correct. That is the reason I've given an example of our US. Now, what is a permission rule? Permission rule is something. It defines a set of permission and grant these permissions to the permission group or role, such as employee or the manager. Again, what is a permission rule? It defines a set of permission and grant this permission to the permission group. A small set of permission is there and granting this permission to the permission group. Suppose I created a permission group here, payroll. How many members are there? 2 members are there, right? Now I will define a permission rule separately. I am defining a set of permission and granting this permission to whom? To this payroll group. Granting this permission to the payroll group means what happened? Who all members are there in this group? They will be having the equal access for the payroll access. You created a group, but you are assigning you created a role. Defined. A role means defined. A role means what can be editable, what can be viewable, what can be, who can see the history, who can delete it, modify it. all these things. You are defining it in a particular role after creating a role, and you are collecting all the categories in that role. Now that who has to be assigned, then only it will work, right? When you assign this role to this particular group automatically, what happened in this group? How many members are there? They will be assigned to this particular role. Whenever they open an employee profile, they can able to either view, edit or delete. They can able to see the history or these things they can able to see from their end, because that permission role, if you have created that, has been assigned to that particular group. That only. It is saying it defines a set of permission and grant this permission to the permission group or role that employees or the manager. Now, before going into the further, when you want to enable role-based permission, when you want to access from the front end, the first thing is that you need to enable this role-based permission from the provisioning system. Without enabling from the provisioning system, you cannot access it from the front end. Before accessing it in the front end system, that is in the instance system under Admin Center, first of all, we need to enable it from the provisioning. If you remember, when we were discussing about the provisioning, there were certain enabling activities within the screenshots. Language packs, RBPs, Profi, all these things were there, right? In that enabling activities, we need to enable the RBP. Once the RBP has been enabled, then what happened in the front end system? When I go into the front end system, when I first of all, I will take a proxy. We'll show you. I'm just selecting a proxy. Proxy user. I'm going to my employee profile. And I will go to the admin center. Once you go to the admin, enter. You can go to the tools here. And when you scroll down, once it is enabled from the provisioning, you can find a place for set user position. You can see here the options set user permission. This option start populating when you are enabling it from the provisioning. And when it is being enabled, you will get, if you are a super admin, you will get all the options here. How you will get now? This is a new user. You don't have the access to the RBP tool. When this option is enabled, then you should have 5 RBP tools. Configuration to what are those configuration tools? For that I will proxy to the SF admin and I will show you. Because I'm not having the access, I'm boxing to the S admin. And here I will show you. To who users, I'm showing first user. Is a user you don't have access. The can be user is a super admin, which I am just boxing for already proxy. Then here I will go to the admin. When I go here again, when I go to the tools here, and when I scroll down, can you see here as a super admin? That user permission. What are the permissions are there? Importantly, the first permission. Granting these permissions and all. We need to go through the configuration tool, that is, manage both this permission. Second permission is permission. Those permission. Well, you use a permission. User of total 5 permissions. Manage all this permission access. Permission group, permission role. User role, search and user permission. Now the first user which I opened was not having the permission right. If a new user is joining in your team, how to give you the permission? You need, if you are super admin, you should have the access to this role based permission access. You can hear. Now you can click on add user. Select and permission. Permission successfully granted. If you want to see the permission is granted or not, you can see it is being given. Can you see permission is given? This access, we have not given allow to access this page. Now when I proxy to, let me check if he has got the permission. This tool is known as Manage Role-Based Permission Access. I will go to the admin center. And I will go to the tools. And you see here, now the permission is being given. You can see. If he is an admin guy who is joining in your team. And what is the permission you are holding? The same permission. It has to be given to that new member also. Then you will be using Manage Role-Based Permission Access. We have added, then we added this user. According to that, only you can able to get the permission. Proof permission role. Users also can view the company. Now, whatever the changes we are doing, make sure it has to be made back to normal. I added that user right to show you how it is reflecting right now. As you told, easy to always require to go to the admin center. I can also type from here. Manage role based. And you see here, you can always type from, that's not at all. And after going here, I go to the user and I will click on delete. I have deleted it. This is the second step actually. First step is to enable it from the provision. If you are a support consultant already, this is already enabled from the provision. Second step is store. What we need to do? We have to. If the members are adding to your team member, then we need to be the equal permission. For that, we need to go with the manage goal based condition. Access that I shown you as a super admin. After going into this, then the person will be having the access to the admin center, which I show you. Set user permission, the permission rules and the permission rules. This is the tool which I show you right now as a super admin, how you can able to enter it and add them in. This permission group and the permission rule. Now the admin can able to access what we can able to edit it also. We can able to view. Also, you can able to create a new group and the new role. These are the things which are coming at the set use of permission. That is total 5 are there. One is manage always permission access. Then you have a permission group. Third one is permission role. Both one is view user permission. This one is role search permission. Total 5 permissions will be there under set user permission for the super admins. This is all about for the today's session. In the today's session, what all we have completed? We have done with the managed business configuration, how to go and create any standard field, changing the label of the standard field, modifying the standard field and creating a custom field, adding the pick list values to the custom field, how to create a pick list that also I showed you. That is all about the manage this configuration, and then we started with the RBT. What is all about the RBT? Setting up of the RBT, the granted population, target population, permission roles, and what are the steps for enabling it from the provisioning, then the front end. How we can able to give the permissions with under the set user permission. 5 tools are there under the RBT. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.